Hello, my name is Sally and today I have my lovely model Rachel with me. I'm going to do a full makeover on Rachel, but what we're going to also do is sort of hone in a little bit on one of Rachel's concerns, which is sort of slightly dark circles. And I know that that is a problem that loads and loads of ladies have as we get older for various reasons. So as we get older, the skin is thinner around the eyes, there's less collagen, so the blood vessels sort of show through a little bit more. You can also have, if you've got thyroid problems, that can also help with sort of creating dark circles under the eyes, allergies, obviously lack of sleep, which when it's really hot, I know it's really hard to sleep and that doesn't help. So all sorts of reasons give you some dark circles. So we're going to, when we get to that area, we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about how to overcome that. Okay, so the first thing is to make sure that your eye area is really well hydrated. Look Fabulous Forever have an amazing eye cream, which I'm going to show you, which is called Night Revive Eye Cream. So I know Rachel uses this at night. A tiny amount is all you need on your ring finger, just literally around the orbital bone, and let it do its work. It's got hyaluronic acid in it, it's got vitamins A, C, E, vitamin B3, and it's really also got some colour correcting pigments which are particularly good for dark circles. So if you use this every night, it will also help with your dark circles. And it's good to have really hydrated eyes when you're going to put concealer on, because it means the concealer will work better and won't sit in any fine lines. So if you have really dark circles, or also if you've got really sort of large age spots, sunspots areas, a really good product to use is the Colour Balance Neutralizer in Peach. Because if you can imagine the colour wheel, peach is sort of pretty much opposite the sort of the bluey base, so that it will counterbalance any blueness, any sort of brown darkness, and it just takes it away. So with this product, I like to put it on at this stage. I then put my foundation or beauty balm on. Then if I need a little bit more, I put a little bit more on, then concealer. It does look a little bit orangey, so don't panic when you put it on. Just open your eyes for me, Rich. I'm just going to put a little bit in this sort of area. I'm now going to use my concealer brush number 4 just to blend that in. I'm sort of stippling the product into the skin. So I put a little bit on now. I might put a bit more on after I've put Rachel's Light Look Beauty Balm on. So it's summertime. And Rachel's got a lovely skin. She's got a little bit of a tan from a holiday, so we're going to use Light Look Beauty Balm in the shade 01, which is a really lovely, it's a little bit more than a tinted moisturiser, so it gives coverage, but it's slightly dewy and it's quite light, isn't it? Light in texture. So I'm going to put a little bit on my hand. So you can either put it on with your fingers and then blend it with a brush, or I quite like to just put it on with a brush. It's totally up to you how you do this. So I'm going to pop it in the middle section first, and then I'm going to just, using the brush, just blend it in and buff it in really well. So I'm going to just put a tiny bit more Colour Balance Neutralizer in Peach over the top. Obviously with the green one, you can only do it underneath foundation, but with the peach one, if you need a little bit of extra, then it's fine to do it on top of your Light Look Beauty Balm as well. Just put a tiny bit more. So what I'm now going to do is to go over this little area with concealer. And I'm using the Creamy Concealer number 2. I'm going to use 2 brushes to do this. Certain areas I like to use obviously the concealer brush, but if you've got smaller areas to do, I quite like to use the lip brush number 5 as well. So they both work really well. I'm putting it on the inner corner, which is also where there is a little bit of darkness, and I'm going to put it where there is darkness, because light colours bring forward. If you've got very, very puffy eyes, it's a slightly different issue, and you don't want to put a light concealer on the puffy bit because that will bring that forward. A couple of things you can do with puffy eyes is sleep with yourself elevated a little bit. Have a couple of pillows and sleep upright. You can use cold compresses on the puffy area as well. That really does help. But if you've got really puffy eyes, put the concealer, the lighter concealer, in the darker, deeper indented bit, which will bring that forward, which will have the appearance then of flattening slightly the puffiness. I'm taking my ring finger and tapping so that the warmth of my finger will melt the concealer into the foundation, or into the Light Look Beauty Balm. Okay, what I'm now going to do is just to set the whole face with a little bit of translucent powder. This is a wonderful powder because it's so fine that it doesn't sit in lines, fine lines, like a lot of powders do. So I'm going to put it all over, particularly where I have concealed, and then around the eyes I'm actually going to use my eyeshadow brush just look right up for me, please. Just to basically set that. So I'm just going to do a quick recap. So the most important thing is to keep the skin really well hydrated, using the night cream at night, drinking lots of water. Obviously, if you get puffiness, sleeping sort of upright. The other thing is with your eyes is to use the peach corrective neutralizer, and use that before you put your Light Look Beauty Balm on. Stippling it in, and then also to put your Light Look Beauty Balm on. If you need a little bit more, put it on afterwards, then use the lovely concealer and really stipple that concealer into the areas that are dark. If you've got puffiness, don't put a light concealer on the puffiness because that will bring that forward too much. We then set it with a little bit of loose translucent powder, and then keeping the eyes fairly light, don't go too heavy. Certainly don't use very dark eyeliner underneath, just use your darker colour on the top, and keep everything quite light and fresh. And then use the distraction, use a lovely lip colour, lovely blusher colour, to draw the eyes away. And remember that people aren't looking at dark circles, everyone's got dark circles, but they're looking at the overall look. So always hold your mirror at arm's length when you've finished to sort of see the overall effect. But you look beautiful, so thank you for being an amazing model. Thank you.